Hello. We are doing a book tag. Welcome back to Booktober. Book tags are really easy for me to do for high stress months like this. High stress. I've caused the stress upon myself for doing Booktober. I'm posting a video every single day of October, and that means we are going to be doing lots and lots of book tags because they're easy, they're fun. I grew up on the era of Booktube, of watching like when book tags were really popular, and they were happening like every week, like new book tags were coming out. So I have some book tags planned for this month. This is the A to Z survey book tag. All the information for tags I will always put in the description, or at least try to, for like questions, creators, stuff like that. I usually don't tag people. If you want to do it, do it. We're gonna be a little quiet. The house is currently asleep and I don't want to wake anybody up. So I also have a cat on my lap right now. So I was gonna go and grab books and like blah blah blah, blah and like talk about them, but that is difficult when there is a cute cat purring in your lap, you know? I'm not going to go into extreme detail about like a bunch of these because there's a lot of questions. We're going quick, and a lot of these are kind of like off the top of my head answers. I'm going to try not to repeat books or repeat answers. Author you've read the most books from, and that is going to be Cassandra Clare for me, purely because of the number of books that she has out in her Shadowhunter universe. I've read all the Shadowhunter books, plus her new adult series, Swordcatcher. I mean, The Royal Instruments is 6 books, plus The Emerald Vices it's 3 books, plus The Lady Dark Artifices is 3 books, plus Iron Chain of Gold is 3 books. There's a ton of Shadowhunter books, plus all the novellas I've read. So she's definitely like the number one author that of number quantity I've read, and how many times I've reread them. Like, just definitely, it's Cassandra Clare. B is best sequel ever. A book on that very top shelf, and I have a cat in my lap so I can't get it, but it's Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. It is the sequel to These Violent Delights. It is a Shakespeare Romeo and Juliet retelling. I love Shakespeare retellings. I was trying to figure out a book for this that I could say, like a sequel that I really enjoyed, that isn't super popular. It's still very popular, and doesn't repeat answers for previous or future questions. So Our Violent Ends I actually liked more than the first book. I also thought about doing like Crooked Kingdom, Six of Crows, you know, like those are cliche answers. I want to give you some answers that are like, but Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong, sequel to These Violent Delights. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling in 1920s Shanghai, like rivalry gangs. Love this series. I want to reread this series. It's so good. I enjoyed the second book more than the first one for that duology. I love duologies, but usually like the first book is better for me, so it was a fun little duology where the second book was actually superior to the first book. It's currently reading, and that answer is Wrath of the Dragons by Olivia Rose Darling. This is the sequel to Fear the Flames. I'm currently listening to these audiobooks. Drink of choice while reading. I'm gonna say a tea. I love a hot tea, especially when we get into the autumn, like a good chai tea. That is my go-to every time. E-reader or physical book. This has changed. I used to be a physical book only girly. Like, I loved holding a book and reading, and I still do. But recently I have fallen more in love with being an e-reader girly, being an audiobook girly. It's just, they're so portable. They're so easy. Like, it makes traveling so easy. I love reading on my Kindle on the plane. It is a vibe. It is superior. That said, I still love like my physical books. I still love them. It's just like I've become more of an ebook reader recently, and I kind of love it. Fictional character you probably would have actually dated in high school. This one I actually didn't put an answer for. It's like weird for me to answer this. I have a lot of book boyfriends, but I don't know if I could like actually date them. I don't know. This was one I don't have an answer for. Like, while in high school, I don't know, high school's weird, and I don't know. I can't think of that one. That one's like, that was the only one here that I did not have like a certain answer for, or like I felt weird answering that one, so I just was like, I will skip that. A fictional character that I have a crush on, or who I did have crushes on in high school: Thomas Cresswell, Will Herondale. Who was another one? Percy Jackson. Loved Percy Jackson. Like, those are some of my like high school like book crushes, and some of them still are my favorites. Like, Thomas Cresswell is still my like #1 fictional crush. Glad you gave this book a chance. The Traveling Cat Chronicles. I don't own this book physically, and I really need to get a physical copy of it. I recommend this book to everyone when they learn that I'm a reader. They're like, oh, give me a book that you would recommend. And I always say The Traveling Cat Chronicles. This is a book I was not excited to read. It was kind of forced on me. Like I was forced to read it through my family book club. I was not excited for it. I sat down, started it, cried throughout the whole thing, read the whole thing in like one sitting, and absolutely fell in love with it. So I absolutely recommend the Traveling Cat Chronicles, and not looking or like reading much about what it's about before going into it. Hidden gem book. This is the same thing, like with the same one, like glad you read it. It's a hidden gem, stuff like that. Like the Traveling Cat Chronicles could also be a hidden gem. For this one, I actually said Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is one I've read multiple times. Marissa Meyer is a very popular author, but for like the Lunar Chronicles, and I don't feel like anybody ever talks about Heartless. Love Heartless. I actually chose Heartless for one of my book club books, and in that session of 12 books, it was actually like the #1 rated book between everyone. Like everyone loved it. It is definitely, I think, a hidden gem that more people should read. And I know it's a popular author, so I'm surprised more people haven't read Heartless or even talk about it. Important moment in your reading life. I have a couple here. Y'all West was really important. That's the first time I like traveled specifically for like a book thing, and meeting a bunch of really cool booktubers that I have been talking to online, like meeting Joanna for the first time was really awesome. Meeting a bunch of authors there that I love, Ava Reed, Tahara Mafi, Renee Attier. Like there was just a ton of authors there that I never thought I would ever have the chance to meet. I also recently traveled to Salt Lake City to meet Cassandra Clare for the first time. Another moment I kind of want to mention is when I got my Kingdom of the Wicked arc, and Jimmy Patterson reached out to me specifically and asked to send it to me, and that was like a big fangirl moment for me because I'm such a Carrie Maniscalco girly. She's my #1 author. I never thought I would get an arc for a Carrie Maniscalco book, and they reached out to me to send it, and I didn't even have to reach out to them, and it was just like it was a moment, and I was very thankful. I was also part of the Zoom call, so I got to meet but not really meet Carrie Maniscalco. That would be like my dream, is to go to Carrie Maniscalco signing and like get Stalking Jack the Ripper signed by her. Would be fantastic. I really want a Stalking Jack the Ripper tattoo. I just finished the first in the series that I'm currently reading, Fear of the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, which is an adorable name. Honestly, I started this book. Okay, this is also one I considered for a hidden gem because I loved it. Fear of the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, and I started it, and then I'm like, wait, why is this so familiar? Because I just kind of downloaded the audiobook and started listening to it. And me and Olivia Rose Darling have been following each other on Bookstagram since like 2020 is when I looked, and I was like, because I looked up the author and I was like, wait, we're following each other. And I read it and I loved it, and I didn't even know that it was written by her until I was really looking into it. But yeah, I really loved it. It has dragons, it has a really stabby female main character, very badass, very fun. Like it has those like classic romantic-y feeling vibes that I've been missing in a lot of my books. Kinds of books you won't read. For this one, I don't ever want to say I won't read a book, like a genre or a kind of book. There's definitely books I will never read because of like certain aspects. But for this, I mostly said sci-fi and classics. I tend not to read those genres. Like I won't pick them up for some reason. I just won't. Longest book you've read. That would be Sorrow and Starlight, Zodiac Academy Book 8 at 1,242 pages. Zodiac Academy is a time. Major book hangover from What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I devoured this book. I loved it. I read it before the sequel was out, so I went into a pretty big book hangover because I just wanted the sequel in my hands right away. I loved this. I grew up on like Indiana Jones and the Mummy and those like pop culture, like very I don't know how to describe it. I'm like, I even want to say like Jungle Cruise, like that. It's just that vibe. So I knew I was gonna like it. I didn't realize how much I was gonna love it. It was also a book club book. So like I was reading it with like my sisters, and both my sisters loved it too. So we were all just gushing on the main character. Number of bookcases you own? 5. Okay. One book you have read multiple times, and this was when I was like, these are gonna be the cliche answers because these are gonna be like my comfort reads when I'm trying to fall asleep. I even went on Goodreads and looked up like my most read book, and it was pretty expected. The top 3 was Cinder, Six of Crows, and A Court of Mist and Fury. And I've read all three of those books so many times, and it makes sense because those are the books I listen to at night when I can't fall asleep and I need to fall asleep. I'd also put Ignite Me up there. Like, Goodreads says I've read them 4 times, but it's probably been dozens more, honestly, by the amount of times that I've just been listening to them when I try to fall asleep and don't mark it on Goodreads. Preferred place to read: my bed, couch, comfy. Ooh, quote that inspires you / gives you all the feels. I didn't do this one, but there's a couple that come to mind. My favorite is the Bewitched quote from Hunting Prince Dracula. Couple in Hunting Prince Dracula specifically, which is the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. Hunting Prince Dracula is my favorite of them, and it's because it has some of my favorite moments in it. For there are no limit to the stars, their numbers are infinite, which is precisely why I measure my love for you by them, an amount too boundless to count. I refuse to believe you misinterpreted my affections. I am wholly in love with you, and it is permanent. Hold on. I have Stalking Jack the Ripper behind me right now. But I don't have the second one. Oh no, I have the second, I don't have the third one. There is one in Capturing the Devil too that I love. Beyond life, beyond death, my love for thee is eternal. There's a lot of quotes in these books that are some of my favorites, and I think I want to get some of them as like tattoos. Okay, that is part of that quote. I wasn't going crazy. I'm like, did I get this quote wrong the whole time I've been saying it's my favorite? So this is from the ending of Hunting Prince Dracula, and it goes, I am wholly bewitched, Wadsworth. And then it goes into that previous quote, I refuse to believe you misinterpreted my affections. I am wholly in love with you, and it is permanent. Reading regret: not reading more classics. I know I said I don't read classics, but I wish I had read more, and I want to get into reading classics more. There are certain ones, like I'd love to read more Jane Austen. Series you started and need to finish. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Thought you were right here, but you're not. I moved you recently, and all my books are facing the wrong way. You're not on here, are you? I read Twilight, I've read New Moon, and I have not read Eclipse or Breaking Dawn yet. So I just need to get through them. I just need to do it. It's the Twilight season, you know? 3 of your all-time favorite books. This one is gonna be a repeat. Let's get this one out of the way. Stalking Jack the Ripper, Carrie Maniscalco, favorite book of all time. I'm also then gonna say Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and then probably Six of Crows. They're very cliche answers, but they're my favorites for a reason. Unapologetic fangirl for Stalking Jack the Ripper. Like, this is why I didn't want to enter Hunting Prince Dracula as best sequel ever, because I just say Stalking Jack the Ripper for so many of these. Very excited for this new release. I'm gonna say Brimstone by Callie Hart. Is that her name? Callie Hart, I think. It is the sequel to Quicksilver. I recently read Quicksilver. It is a high fantasy. I really liked it. It was almost a 5-star for me, 4 stars, but I have a feeling the sequel is gonna be really good. Worst bookish habit. Let me just grab some things real quick. Let me just 3 copies of my Stalking Jack the Ripper. I have 6 in total, I think, and I'm buying the Fairy Loot ones when they come out soon, because you best believe I'm getting them. I also just got new covers for these dust jackets, so I'm gonna be getting those too. My worst habit is buying multiple editions of the same book, because I have a problem. This book is in Italian. I can't even read Italian, but it's Stalking Jack the Ripper in Italian, and it's beautiful, so I bought it, and I still need the 4th one in Italian because I have the first 3 in Italian. I have a problem. X marks the spot. Top left shelf, 27th book. I think it's gonna be a Carrie Maniscalco. Hold on. Maybe it's not. Hold on. Well, it depends on what way you go. Hold on. I can't get it because of the spider webs and the Halloween designs, Halloween decorations. And I'm not ruining those for a book tag. It was Gilded by Marissa Meyer. I forgot it was up there, honestly. I kind of have it hidden back there. That's a Marissa Meyer I haven't read yet, so I don't really know what it's about. I think it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I can't say that word. Your latest book purchase. Ooh, hold on. It is Never Ever After by Sue Lynn Tan. This is the same author who wrote Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I read and liked, but I actually got rid of that copy because my sister loved that book, so I gave it to her. This copy is gorgeous. This is I believe a fantasy romance inspired by Cinderella and a Chinese fairy tale. That is my most recent book purchase. How beautiful is it? A snatcher book. Last book that kept you up reading. I'm actually going to say another answer of the last one I currently read, which was Fear the Flames. I read Fear the Flames in less than 24 hours. I literally started it and finished it in like one sitting. And it was also the last book I read. It was that fantasy I was really looking for. It had dragons, had a very stabby female main character. I freaking loved it, and I now want to own it, so I need to. Thanks for watching. I will see you again tomorrow for another Booktober video. This is a lot of work, but it's fine. We're going. We got this, okay? Prepare to be sick of tags.